And welcome back to Steel, starring Shaq.
Oh, that's actually worse than this.
Not by much.
We're just getting some of the last couple of upgrades, some basic stuff. I had to do a bit more grinding in between recording sessions.
Of course, it all ended badly. I thought I could study it, contain it, control it.
Toshi, you're 17. You couldn't contain your pants.
How technology works. How to give life to the most elementary and neglected resource of human civilization.
And what resource is that?
Garbage.
Baseball cards. Well, I mean, junk and baseball cards. They're both...
That was that fucking killdozer that we fought back in the first videos.
Yep. The implication being, of course, that, someone made a joke earlier that possibly the killdozer imprinted on Toshi. It was one of the comments of the last video that we uploaded. There may be some truth to that.
Nice to learn that the junk bots
I don't want to say it. I really don't want to say it.
Hey, be on your guard.
So it's like a duckling.
Yeah.
Are you my mommy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's certainly a better joke than the one I was going to make about Jacob Black.
It was certainly better than what I was going to say. It
Yeah.
imprinted on Toshi because trash recognizes trash.
Well, that too.
Yes.
And I see this is where the game's driving controls have broken down completely instead of only mostly.
This one's actually not too bad. The first level of World 5 is... I mean, I'd call it one of my favorite levels because it's decent. In particular, because when I found myself having to grind junk for some of the last couple of upgrades and skins, this is a great level to upgrade or to grind for junk here.
So basically, it's a trash level full of trash.
No, it's a mediocre, above average level full of trash, which is high praise for this game.
Yeah, I mean, remember earlier on when we commented about the dirigible level? That was a fun one, because it was short.
This one actually has a gimmick that is, I mean, it's kind of similar in theory, in more so that it's built around one big set piece, and it's coming up in a couple of minutes here. That's not it.
No, but it does seem to be a bit of a tradition now that you keep dying like that.
I'm still not entirely sure what those quarter circle ramps are supposed to do. Like, there's no hidden secrets, etc.
It's called a barrier.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just there to piss the player off, much like the rest of the game.
So the quarter circle ramp going here, there are some enemies up there, but it's just a couple of the basic drone junk bots.
I will point out that it actually is wreckage from a plane, so the developers did go to the trouble of making it accurate to the area.
Yeah, this is all. We're in the Fell Yards now, which is the area where that massive plane crash happened in the lore. This is the wreckage of all of the planes that suddenly dropped out of the sky, which is why this level is called the Forest of Planes.
You would think that, okay, I actually looked at the lore video and only 40 planes in 1 hour, which is a stupid concentration of planes to start with, especially in 1940s Michigan. But when it comes down to that, what was stopping anyone from scrapping the planes or just pulling them out of the forest, repairing them, and using them anywhere else?
Sadly, there is no in-universe explanation for that.
Oh, there's a real explanation. It's called lazy shit.
Mans has a point.
It's also worth pointing out that this is where a lot of the other bikers, etc., and other junk collectors, they mostly go to the Fell Yards.
Those planes always gives me the chills.
This ramp does not work like it does in Trials. You don't have to tilt your bike or anything. It's just about using the boost.
And Toshi mentioned that all these dead planes give you the chills, which is kind of amusing, seeing as how, well, he's been the one spending most of the time in the yards anyway with this pet robot abomination.
I'm not entirely sure why I'm... Oh, thanks, Megagoon. I appreciate the boost.
Yeah, that works. Good job.
For some reason, I'm reminded more of the... It wasn't a plane... Was it a plane graveyard? One of the last sections of Modern Warfare 2's campaign.
Yeah, that was a plane graveyard.
Yep. Actually, a fairly famous plane graveyard, if I remember, but somebody's
No, the
gonna have to
Arizona
correct me.
Boneyard?
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's specifically that one, but it's definitely modeled after it in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I also seem to remember that's one of the few levels with very little, if any, AI door scripting, where
Well,
you
that's
could,
because there's no doors.
yeah, that it was very popular for speedrunning, because you could just essentially go right to the end and go between each of the two armies who were fighting in that map.
The music is good in this level, too.
Yeah, the music is actually really well done because it gives the entire area a sense of just being vaguely creepy or worn out or whatever. And that just works very well for a lot of post-apocalyptic genres. It's just actually really well done for this area.
Yeah, but I also think that it's the wrong kind of music for the game they're trying to make, the over-the-top character action game.
Yeah, something slower paced and contemplative would be a lot better. And that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, remember that particular, like, I don't even know what kind of material it is.
That was
But
wood,
that's
apparently.
That's a gimmick for much later. Not in this level.
Bet it was. Aliens, I tell ya. I mean,
Oh, Randy.
yeah. A strong
I mean, I would quote the meme, but it's not exactly like he's wrong or anything. This is a genuine alien invasion as far as we're concerned.
here.
Shut it, guys. We're close now.
Mind you, Randy's hairstyle is equivalent to something you might see that one guest host from Ancient Aliens wearing, but
Well, that's new.
yeah, this game never fails to amaze in very unique ways in every run. Yes, that was indeed some pro riding. Also, this is one of the few areas where you can really take advantage of the long slopes here to do some multi backflip tricks.
I noticed that the camera is zooming out.
Yeah, they're trying to build atmosphere, but it's just too tempting to do crazy flips instead and ruin it. I'm sorry, developers. I ruined your atmospheric long take.
And then they ruined it anyway by putting exit the level instead of any actual gimmick in.
Just to see the big walker in the background or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, they're trying to do that the kind of pull back atmospheric long shots you'd see in like the PS2 God of War games.
Or in a more contemporary example, Mad Max Fury Road, the pullback to the storm, where you know how big the war rig is, and then it just pulls back until it's just a tiny speck, and you go, "Oh God, that's a big storm."
Oh yeah, Mad Max Fury Road is one of my favorite video games.
Well, it's not quite your favorite video game, but you should play Mad Max the game itself because it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I own that somehow. I don't remember how I got it. Anyway, new bike for James. It's been a while since we've seen one for him. We're gonna go with the military one. Is it? You know, he's in his 60s. He's going through his support our troops phase that every hippie eventually goes through when they turn 55 or 60.
I mean, let's be fair, with the official setting of this game being in the late 40s, early 50s, he probably was ex-military, ex-World War I military.
He was probably like, I don't know, was the French Foreign Legion around that time?
Yes, it was around since the 1700s.
Okay, good to know. I'm not exactly the military buff that Grump is.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm basically a font of useless information.
Like their nest.
So this area, and especially the level right after this, is all about the gimmicks of I don't know. It seems like the kind of material you'd see on an escalator or something.
So basically the second last level of the game, not counting the boss, is dealing with bendy ramps.
Yes, and the level right after this is absolutely loves those, as well as a few other physics gimmicks. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's next video. Here's the gimmick I was thinking of before. Does this look familiar to you at all?
Yeah, I saw this on Jackass.
Well, Jackass aside, this is almost a direct lift of one of the challenge modes in Trials HD. There were actually quite a few variants on this. There were some that were inside the ball. There was another, I remember, where you rode on top of the ball and tried to last for as long as you could on there.
Relatively easy comparatively when you're inside the ball.
And all the compliments that I made before about, this being a decent level that's good to grind in, it's actually this level, not the previous one.
Well, yeah, because you're doing a hell of a lot less work for a hell of a lot more gain. One has to wonder, though, you came in through an open hatch. How the hell did it close shut in less than half a second? Just boop.
I don't know. It is worth noting that in a small bit of mercy, if you fall during this, you just respawn inside the ball like nothing happened, and I have not had it break on me. That's not to say it can't happen, but if it did,
I was just trying to break on you there.
Yeah. It moves just enough that you can't, just hold down right trigger and do something else without paying attention.
You see, this is the old escort mission quandary. When the NPC you're supposed to be escorting moves slower than your running speed but faster than your walking speed.
Yeah, it also seems like a lot of the walk and talk sections that you saw in games of the late 2000s and early 2010s, where, again, the NPC that you're supposed to follow is, faster than your walking speed but slower than your running speed. Also, I love how this sequence ends, because I feel like the motion blur when the ball was breaking apart was scripted and baked in, essentially, but they didn't know how to do it properly.
The machines break barricade after barricade. The refugee camp in Old Barrow seems to be surrounded. I repeat, the machines have surrounded the remaining citizens of Coastal City. If anybody hears this message, this is probably the final broadcast of this CSRB reporter. It's been a great honor to be the voice of hope in this darkest hour. God,
Play the jingle!
surrender.
There we go. Surrendering.
There was no other way I could put it. I like to have fun with my subtitles on occasion. It takes me back to when we were Let's Playing Gun.
Let's be fair, it really does sound like it was surrendering with that low-pitched wham.
Wah, 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 wah.
See, this is a decently placed secret. It's obvious as to where it is, but the difficulty is actually getting to it. You need a very well-timed boost in order to use your momentum off the ramp to get the secret. I still remember back at when I was first recording footage, I thought that all of the secrets would be as hard to find as the ones in the first level, and I actually emailed the developers at one point, hoping to get the location of the secrets from them, because the secrets don't show up on any of the guides for this game, because it's not needed for any achievements.
Maybe they don't see us as a threat.
For the record, they did not email me back.
And bugs to them. Whatever's controlling them.
Toshi, you're probably controlling them.
Oh god, what if Toshi's the final boss?
Then you finally get to beat the shit out of him and actually enjoy it?
I mean, we already did that once, but it didn't really count because he was being brainwashed at the time.
Yes, that's my point of enjoying it.
Yeah, he needs to know how much we hate him as we beat him up. If he's not conscious. I was also checking my score here to see, because once you hit the exit there's no going back. I did want to play through this level again. So what you saw is probably the best that World 5 has to offer.
Well, that's definitely damnation by faint praise.
This is probably the best the game has had to offer.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. We still have the dirigible level. That I think is the highlight of the game.
It really was, because it was just quick, snappy, and there was actually a set piece going on because the thing was crashing after being shot down and you had to escape.
Yeah, so the next and final video, well, final with the lore that I could update at the same time, that is the last level, and then following that is the final boss, which I have hyped up how completely broken it is, and hopefully it lives up to those expectations.
Well, it will definitely live up to the expectation of making you suffer. Good thing I'm German. I enjoy the taste of suffering.